everyone, Shannon Smith from Smart Business Solutions Financial Planning. I just want to go through today, what should you consider when you're looking at a benefit period? Obviously, unexpected injuries and illness can be very disruptive, and it's possible for you. It's also possible that there will be financial implications if you're unable to work. Income protection insurance is basically designed to cover that portion of your wage for the length of the policy's benefit period. So what do we mean by benefit period? So an income protection benefit period really is the period in which they're going to keep the time limit on when they're going to actually pay, how long they're going to pay that payment to you for. So it's the maximum benefit period for the policy, and it can vary depending on potentially the provider of the policy you choose, and also the level of income protection that you actually decide to purchase. Obviously, the longer the coverage, the more expensive the coverage is going to be. So how long is the typical benefit period? Really, the length of benefit period can vary. It may be short-term, it may be long-term, and depend on the insurer, and also there could potentially be the lump sum payout. The benefit period is usually expressed as a set of a time duration, so like it could be 2 years, or can be set as a maximum age for the insured person, so up to age 65. We often, as a rule of thumb, would actually encourage people to look at up to age 65. The 2 year period can obviously be a lot cheaper, but up to age 65 will bring you up to the time when you would then I guess the age pension would kick in if you're looking at it from that perspective. So how do you choose that benefit period? It really comes down to basically it comes down to your own facts and circumstances. What is the length of the benefit period you would like? Obviously, it comes down to also how much you're willing to pay in premiums. So the longer the benefit period, the higher your premiums are going to be. That said, you can shop around. That's why we work with you in trying to get a really good policy for you that does represent a good value. Because what would happen is if you did have a situation where you needed to claim on your income protection and it was only valid for 2 years, what would you do after that if you didn't have any other income coming in? So that's where we look at it, and we look at your personal situation and your facts and circumstances to really to really look at that option and see. Some of the factors we might like to look at is expenses. So what are your expenses that you've got, whether it be school fees, if you've got young children, if the kids have all left home, maybe your expenses are a bit lower. Any debts that you owe, keep in mind any of the loans, mortgage, what's the duration of the repayment obligations, your super, do you have any income protection within your super fund if it's a retail fund? If so, what's the benefit? Your occupation, what is the likelihood of a long-term absence from work if you were injured? So it's really kind of having a look at those types of factors. So the benefit period examples, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, up to age 55, up to age 60, 65, and then it goes on. So they tend to be the standard ones that we do see. So when will your benefit period start? Generally speaking, it will be following these two things. One, the claim's approved by the provider, so you might have to send in some medical certificates, etc., and that you've fulfilled your waiting period requirements. So if you had a 30-day waiting period, 60-day, etc., once you've fulfilled that, then the payment would start as well. So when would your benefit payments likely to finish? That's usually when your benefit period ends. So I say it's 2 years, could be age 65. Your policy expires, so make sure that you keep your policy active, even though you're still claiming on that policy. You return to work, or unfortunately you pass away. So those are when that could be. So I hope that's given you some insight, and feel free to contact us if you have any further questions. Thank you.